Kia ora and welcome to this Techquity tutorial all around flowcharts and using Lucidchart. Once you've logged into Lucidchart, which is a free online tool, what you're going to want to do is you want to go and make a new document. So if we hit the big new button, Lucidchart, make a blank document and give it a second just to load up. So this is our blank flowchart. We're going to ignore these templates. We're going to look at, in particular, 4 pieces that we can use in order to make our flowcharts. Those are decisions, which are little diamonds, terminators, which are capsule shapes. We are going to look at data, also sometimes input, also known as input and output. And finally, processes, which are squares. Between these 4, we can make pretty much any process that we like, any flowchart that we like. There are some more advanced ones, but we're not going to worry about those just when we get started. The other really important thing we've got to do is name our flowchart. So today we're going to do a flowchart on something that most of us do every day, which is making a cup of tea. Excellent. All right, so I'm going to quickly work through this flowchart and hopefully you can follow along as we go. So all good flowcharts start with a start terminator. So this is basically determining where we're going to start our flowchart. And in this case, we are going to decide to make a cup of tea. Cool. Once we have put in our terminator, what we can do is we can drag out from these red lines and that'll draw an arrow. Flowcharts work by following these arrows as we go through. So the first thing we're going to want to do is gather up our tea making supplies. Cool. So we've gathered up our tea making supplies, and the other thing we're probably going to want to do at the very beginning is another process, boiling the kettle. Excellent. So we've gathered up our tea making supplies and we've boiled our kettle. Those are really straightforward things that we need to do. Now, we're going to look at this input and output. This is whenever we need to get a number or a word or anything like that. And in this case, we need to input some data into our flowchart. So this one, we're going to input some data and we're going to input how many cups of tea are you making. So this would then be 1 if you're just making one for yourself, or it could be 10 if you're going to have a tea party. Once you've decided how many cups of tea you are going to be making, then we are going to move on to making the tea. So we're going to do a nice simple process here. Put the tea in the cup. Awesome. And on top of that, we're also going to add the boiling water. Cool. So we've put a tea in the tea cup, added the water. Now we need to make some decisions. So there's a couple of decisions we need to make. Decisions are the little diamonds. So they look like this one. So the decision we've got to make right now is whether or not we want to add milk and whether or not we want to add sugar. Do you want milk? Excellent. And when we drag out now from this decision, you'll see that it will automatically get this yes. So we'll have a yes. And if we do want milk, we're going to add milk. Cool. Now, if we don't want to add milk, we can still add in sugar. Do you want to add sugar? Excellent. And I'll just make this one a little bit bigger so that it fits. There we go. And so if we want to add sugar, we are going to make another process here. Add sugar. Nice. So this is starting to look all right. But if we do want to add milk and we add the milk in, you'll notice that there's nowhere that it can go out of here. So it's kind of stuck. It's terminated here. But it's not going to be quite done yet. So the next step is to add in this little flow here. So this flow basically represents if we want to add milk, we add the milk. And then we go and check again if we want to add sugar. Nice, straightforward. So if we want to add, don't want to add sugar, then we are going to check something. So we're going to check using another decision whether or not we have made the correct number of cups of tea. Remember at the top, we decided how many cups of tea we're making. So here we are going to check, have you made all the cups of tea? So if we have made all the cups of tea, we are then going to stop. And remember, terminus, capsule, that is a stop. So enjoy your cup of tea. So if we have made all the cups of tea, we're then going to enjoy our tea. But if we haven't done that yet, we're going to drag this all the way back up here to here. So you'll notice that we've put the tea in the teacup, added boiling water, etc., etc., etc. And if we have not made our cup of tea, all of the cups of tea, so if, say we've only finished this once and we need to make 3 cups of tea, then we're going to follow this all the way back up and loop through it again. This is a really, really good way to save on time. Imagine if we had to write out these steps for every single time, up to like 100 times, checking each time whether or not it's going to finish up the process or not. I've forgotten to add in a flowchart here. Look at that. That's if we wanted to add sugar in there. So this was a nice, quick, easy tutorial on how flowcharts are put together. Now I want you to go out and make your own flowchart. So whether or not that flowchart is how to jump, or how to ask out a girl on a date, or whether or not that process, that flowchart is for how to make the next best video game. I hope this tutorial has been informative, and any comments or questions, leave them down below. See ya.